Hello viewers, we know what is behavior. Behavior is the way how a person interacts in certain conditions. Same is the case with our functions. That tells us how the function behaves when the values changes either to the left hand side, or how the graph increases or decreases. What is the condition for the tangent? There are two kinds of behavior which are generally observed in the functions, that is increasing or decreasing function. That is nothing but the monotonicity of a function. So let us discuss what is increasing and decreasing function.
Topics for today: introduction, strictly increasing and strictly decreasing functions with examples, monotonic function, necessary and sufficient condition, and examples.
So let us first start what are strictly increasing functions. So a function fx is said to be strictly increasing on open interval a comma b if fx1 is less than fx2 for all x1 less than x2, where x1 comma x2 belongs to open interval a comma b. So let us have a look on the graph. Say for example, this is my function. This is a point, this is b point, and we have 2 points between a and b, x1 and x2, right? If we check here, so this will be my fx1 and this is fx2. Whenever x1 is less than x2, fx1 will be less than fx2. Whenever x1 is greater than x2, fx1 will be greater than fx2. So those functions are nothing but your strictly increasing function. Strictly decreasing function, fx is said to be strictly decreasing function on a comma b if for all x1 less than x2 implies fx1 is greater than fx2, right? So let us have a look on the graph part. Say for example, this is my function, this is a, this is b. Let us consider 2 points x1 and x2. x2 is greater than x1, right? Now if we check fx1, so here is my fx1 and here is my fx2. In this case, my fx1 is greater than fx2, whereas my x1 is less than x2. So such type of functions are known as strictly decreasing functions. Let us take this example. Show that the function fx is equal to 2x plus 3 is a strictly increasing function on R. Let x1 is less than x2. Okay. So it means I need to make this function. So 2x1 will also be less than 2x2. If we add 3 both the sides, the inequality will remain the same. So what does that imply? fx1 will be less than fx2. So I started with the elements and I got the image also bear the same inequality. If x1 is less than x2, fx1 is also less than fx2. This shows that my function is a strictly increasing function on R. Okay, let us take one more example. So let us show that the function fx equals to minus 3x plus 12 is strictly decreasing function on R. So let x1 is greater than x2, right? So if I multiply throughout by minus sign, my inequality will change. So minus x1 is less than minus x2, right? So what does that imply? Minus 3x1 will be less than minus 3x2, right? Minus 3x1 plus 12 will be less than minus 3x2 plus 12. And this is fx1 is less than fx2. So my x1 is greater than x2, but fx1 is less than fx2. Hence, function is strictly decreasing function on R. Now, students, one word come when we talk about increasing decreasing function is monotonic function. And what is the meaning of monotonic function? Means a function which is either increasing or decreasing in the given interval. So generally the question comes, check the monotonicity of a function. Okay, so we have to check in the given interval whether my function is increasing or decreasing. Okay, now if we want to check the monotonicity of a function at a point, so what does that mean? It means, say for example, I want to check
the monotonicity of a function fx at x0, right? So fx is said to be increasing or decreasing at x0 if it is increasing and decreasing in this interval which contains x0, right? So now if we discuss the monotonicity of a function at close interval a comma b, then it means that fx should be increasing in between a and b. Also it should be increasing or decreasing at a and at b. Then only we can say that my function is increasing or decreasing in closed interval a comma b. Okay. Now let us learn the necessary and sufficient conditions for increasing and decreasing functions. So let us discuss the necessary and sufficient condition for monotonicity. So let fx be continuous in closed interval ab and fx be differentiable in open interval a comma b. Then fx is strictly increasing if f dash x is greater than 0 for all a comma b. Okay, so this is the necessary condition for strictly increasing, right? For strictly decreasing, fx should be less than 0. This is for strictly increasing. Strictly decreasing, fx should be less than 0. Now what does that mean? Say for example, this is the graph, and what is the condition? F dash x is greater than 0 for strictly increasing. It means the tangent at every point makes an acute angle with the x-axis, right? Whenever strictly decreasing, tangent will make an obtuse angle. So this is the geometrical interpretation you can say of the necessary condition of increasing decreasing function. Now let us see the sufficient condition. These are the necessary conditions for increasing decreasing. Just now we studied the necessary condition. Now what is the sufficient condition? So if fx is a real valued function defined on open interval a comma b, then if f dash x is greater than 0, what does that imply? It implies that my function is an increasing function. On the other hand, if f dash x is less than 0, it implies that it is a decreasing function. So basically what we can write in fx is a real valued function differentiable in open interval a comma b. Then if f dash x is greater than 0 implies fx is increasing function in open interval a comma b. If f dash x is less than 0 implies fx is decreasing function in open interval a comma b. Now let us check some examples. Find the interval in which the function fx is equal to 2x cube plus 9x square plus 12x plus 20 is increasing and second decreasing, right? So first of all, to find the interval of the function in which it is increasing or decreasing, we have to find f dash x. So we have fx as 2x cube plus 9x square plus 12x plus 20. F dash x will be 6x square plus 18x plus 12. For increasing, f dash x should be greater than 0, right? Now we can split it, okay? These are my critical points, -1 and -2. Let us plot on the number line. The critical points are not included on the number line because if we substitute the critical point, my f dash x will become 0. So we cannot make out whether the function is increasing or decreasing, right? Now let us substitute various values of x between this interval and this interval. So let us check with -3. If I substitute -3 in this f dash x, so -3 plus 1 into -3 plus 2. So what it will become? It is -2 into -1. So product of two negative numbers is positive. So this is positive range. So in this interval, my function will be positive. Now let us substitute any value between these two. So let us take -1.5, right? So here I'll get -0.5 and here I'll get plus 0.5. So the product of a negative and positive is always negative. So in this interval, my function won't be increasing. Let us check in this interval. So say for example 3, again the product of two positive number is positive. So what we'll get here? Again positive. So the interval for which my function is increasing is minus infinity minus 2 union minus 1 comma infinity. Okay. Now for decreasing f dash x should be less than 0. This implies 6 x square plus 3x plus 2 should be less than 0. What does that imply? 6 x plus 1 into x plus 2 should be less than 0. Minus infinity, infinity, minus 2, minus 1. So now already we have found out the region where my f dash x is negative. Hence this is the region where the function is decreasing. So the interval is open interval minus 2 comma minus 1 where my function is decreasing. Okay. Let us take this question. Find the interval in which the function fx is equal to this is increasing or decreasing. Okay. So we have fx is equal to, we'll find the derivative of this function using product rule. Okay. Differentiate first this part. This as it is, x minus 1 whole cube as it is into 2 x minus 2. So now x minus 1 whole square we can take out common, x minus 2 we can take out common. Here we are left with 3 x minus 2 plus 2 x minus 1. Okay. So my critical points are 1, 2 and 8 by 5. Though we know this will be always positive for all the values except at x is equal to 1. For increasing f dash x should be greater than 0. What does that imply? X minus 1 whole square, x minus 2 and 5x minus 8 should be greater than, this is 1, this is 8 by 5 and so this is my critical point 2. So already we know this will be positive throughout, right? So we'll take a point in between 1 and this is my 1.6. So let us take 1.2. So if I substitute 1.2 minus 1, it will be 0.2 square, so it will be positive. So 1.2 minus 1 square, this will be 1.2 minus 2, this will be 5 into 1.2, 6 minus 8. Here I'll get the negative answer, here I'll get the negative answer. Multiplication of 2 negative will be positive. So this will be positive, right? So now let us check for this point. Now in between these two regions, if I substitute, this is 1.6 and this is 2. If I substitute 1.7, obviously this will be positive. 1.7 minus 2 negative. Here it will be 8.5 minus 8 positive. So negative into positive will be negative. Substitute any value beyond 2. Say for example 3. This will be positive. 3 minus 2 1. 15 minus 8 7. So overall it will give you a positive, right? And obviously this region is positive. So my interval for increasing will be interval for increasing. Look here, minus infinity to 1, because 1 is not included, that's why we have to separately write minus infinity to 1 union 1 to 8 by 5 union 2 comma infinity. This is my region for increasing. For decreasing, this is my region. Okay. 8 by 5 comma 2. This is the region for decreasing. So always remember, though it is always positive for all the values except 1, but we have to take into consideration that part also, because at 1 this function will become 0. So critical points are not to be included when we are solving the function for increasing and decreasing. Separate the interval 0, pi by 2 into sub intervals in which fx equals to sin raised to the power 4x plus cos
4x is increasing or decreasing, right? So first of all, chain rule will use. Okay, so now I can write this as, and if I take out minus sign common, this will become cos square x minus sin square x. So now I have 2 sin 2x into cos 2x minus sin 4x. Now this is sin 4x, right? And already we know, add sugar to coffee. In first 2 quadrants my sign is positive, in the next 2 quadrants my sign is negative. It has the less than 0 value. Okay, so for increasing, f dash x should be greater than 0. What does it imply? This implies minus sin 4x should be greater than 0. Okay, so it means I'll take the quadrant from here to here. So what does that mean? For increasing, my sign should lie between pi to 2 pi. For increasing, the interval is pi by 4 to pi by 2. For decreasing, f dash x should be less than 0. It means minus sin 4x should be less than 0, which implies sin 4x should be greater than 0. And the value of sin is positive in the first 2 quadrants. So I can write my 4x should lie between first 2 quadrants. What does it imply? So the interval for decreasing is, and for increasing it is. So these are the subintervals in which fx is increasing or decreasing. Find the values of b for which the function fx is equal to sin x minus bx plus c is a decreasing function on R, right? So we have been already given this is a decreasing function on R. So what does that imply? Decreasing function f dash x is less than 0. Okay, so my fx is sin x minus bx plus c. F dash x will be cos x minus b. It's already given to us f dash x is less than 0. This implies cos x minus b should be less than 0. So, and we know the value of cos x lies between minus 1 and 1, correct? So it means b should be greater or equal to 1. Had it been b greater or equal to 1, my function will be always less than 0.
Today we learnt introduction, strictly increasing and strictly decreasing functions with examples, monotonic function, necessary and sufficient condition, and examples.
That's all for the topic today. Stay tuned.